Hello and welcome to the Wanksy Appreciation Society video number 5. Now today is a West Country special, but we will get to that after we've dealt with the notice board. Firstly, happy 27th wedding anniversary to Tracy and Steve Watson. It is their wedding anniversary today, so that's congratulations from all of us, no doubt. And Steve would like to say to Tracy that the only thing he's loved longer than you is the damned, of course. His words, not mine. We go over to a shout out to Nick Tawit Ball, the bastard owl I hater, and that's from Mr. Ellis. It's a long story with Nick and the owls, but we'll cross that another day. And in the middle there we have Violent Isn't a Shrinking Violet. Now I think this is the second instalment of a dig here. I now know who it's from, but I'm not too sure who I know it's all about, so don't blame me. Okay, we have the Bog Roll of Honour with Woodman, Ellis, Evans, Horseman, Godber, and now Bowley Ball's been added to it. And we got a couple of little things here for the NHS, and please stay in. Please support. I hope you're all well still. Guys, if you can, stay safe. Which leads me on to where we're going now. So, the West Country, it's bought many things, and some outstanding areas of beauty. So we'll start on the south side of the Cotswolds into Gloucestershire, go into the beautiful Forest of Dean, over the Severn Bridge, back into Bristol. And Bristol, of course, is giving you Concorde, the SS Great Britain, Banksy, whoever he is, and of course the Clifton Suspension Bridge. And we'll go down into Somerset. We have two beautiful cities of Bath and Wells. We go down a bit further from there and we go to Glastonbury, which obviously is famous for its festival. The Tor and the Abbey. It has a very special place in my heart because that's where me and Mitch got engaged in March last year. Come back up to Clevedon. We've got Clevedon Pier and the beautiful sunsets. We'll go down on the Somerset levels, across the Mendips, then we'll go down to the Quantocks, Exmoor, the Blackdown Hills, Dartmoor, Bodmin. All beautiful places. And then we'll go down all the way to St Ives and Land's End. And now we're in Cornwall. We'll start mentioning some of the food that we have. Obviously the Cornish are famous for their pasties and their ice creams and their cream teas with Devon, of course. What goes on first, the jam or the cream? Personally, I don't give a shit. And then we're going to come back up to the Mendips and a place called Cheddar. Now, Cheddar is obviously famous for its gorge and its caves, but also it lends its name to two particular favourites of mine. First of all, we have a cheddar cheese ploughman's, which I prepared before the show, which is absolutely beautiful. I'll be having that for my tea by the looks of things. So you've got cheddar cheese, bit of ham, hunk of bread, pickled onions, some pork pie, some pickle, and some rabbit food for just show, really. And then we go on to cheddar strawberries for pigs and cream, which is absolutely beautiful. Just coming into season, of course. That's if they can find any bugger to pick them. That's another story. And then, of course, being in the West Country, we can't go without mentioning cider. Now, these are two of my favourites. We've got the Cornish Rattler, which is absolutely beautiful, on ice especially. And the Spice of Life, the old Thatcher's Gold, which is my two favourites. Other ciders are available for everybody, of course, and lots of people have different opinions on ciders, which has led me to make a couple of cocktails, cider-based cocktails. First of all, we have the Wanksy Cranberry Cider Whiz, which is basically vodka, cranberry juice, some cider, and I think there's some syrup in it. Yeah, some sweet syrup. And this one is the Wanksy Ginger Cider Whiz. Okay, now this is cider, ginger beer and gin, and I can assure you that is splendid. So that's the food and drink that I particularly like, and it looks like I'm going to be eating later on, which leads me to the last thing that I want to say to you regarding Somerset, and that is the Wurzels. Now, Adge Cutler and the Wurzels invented Scrumpy and Western back in the early 60s. Found a bit of success from the mid 60s onwards until tragically Adge was killed in a car crash on the Severn Bridge in the early 70s. Of course, the Wurzels carried on to great success with Combine Harvester, I Am a Cider Drinker, and Farmer Bill's Cowman, amongst many, many others. But I want to take you back to 1966, the B-side of Drink Up Thee Cider. It was recorded in the Royal Oak in Nelsey in 1966, as I said. And first of all, I have got an instrument to play along with it. It's a homemade kazoo made out of a toilet roll, some foil, an elastic band, and a hole in it. Splendid, really technical stuff. But it works quite well. Now, this is about as close as you'll ever get to a ballad from the West Country, and it's called Twice Daily. And it goes something like this. When I were a lad, I were so glad to go out in the hay time, with me fork and a bottle and a cork to help out on the hay time. Till one day amongst the hay I met young Lucy Bailey. I said, my dear, are you often here? She said, yes sir, twice daily. We had such fun in the summer sun, Lucy were so thrilling, sweet and pure, but I weren't sure if that young maid were willing. Till one day among the hay we was working gaily, she ups and sips and somewhat rips, and I went there twice daily. She said, dear, I do feel queer, I think I ought to tell 'ee. 'Tain't you bread, she merrily said, there's swelling in me belly. Told her go to Dr. Joe, off she went so gaily. He gave her a dollop of Gert Big Jollop and said, take this twice daily. Now Lucy's dad were very mad, he chased I round the hay mound. He said, my son, you've had your fun, your time has come to pay now. My girl, you'll wed the old man, she said as he waved his shotgun gaily. If you don't, he said, I'll put some lead in, you won't go there twice daily. Well, the very next day in the month of May we held a ceremony. We paid off the vicar with a gallon of liquor and rode to church on a pony. And the village folks for miles around waved and shouted gaily. There's no doubt you get called out if you go there twice daily. To Lucy's joy she had a boy, what a little darling, round and fat as a Cheshire cat, perky as a starling. Skin were smooth as a cider jar, and they called him Buster Bailey. Fed in sweets and charlotte wheats and a pint of scrump twice daily. Now we're old, our story's told, and 40 years together, and we often stray where we toss the hay in that old-time summer weather. Kids, we got Gert 10 or more, we goes on quite gaily, though I'm old and grey, and I still gets my way. Arr, I still go there twice daily. Hey, there you go. That's it from the Wurzels. That's it from Wanksy. Stay safe, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for your support. Until next time, ta-ra.